fire's kind of like...
Yeah.
There, put that there for the key cats.
Oh, Jesus.
You're going to actually talk about it on tape. Oh.
Well, I find that I don't understand the critical acclaim it got with I don't fix it or not. How can a movie get a critical acclaim with children being murdered so blatantly?
It's based on a future concept.
Yeah, a dystopian future.
Again, it's in essence. Here's what it is. It's an Americanized version of a 2000 book and movie called Battle Royale, which was more Japanese based.
Which I also find disturbing that it's the term Battle Royale.
And that involved like 9th graders. So you're talking 14, 15-year-olds. And they were all just basically left on an island, like the Steve Austin movie Condemned. So that kind of concept, except it involved high schoolers.
The sole thing that is enjoyable was Jennifer Lawrence. That's it.
The entire thing of that is all based off of ancient Greek myth. The whole thing is all based off the labyrinth, and that's which usually at that time.
Okay.
Hold on. At that time, that involved 11 to 16-year-olds. So that's why the time frame fits with kids.
Okay. Besides Jennifer Lawrence, what else was good or positive about that movie?
Originality, entertainment, characters,
entertainment. Okay, but people have always slammed slashers.
Yeah.
Like Joanna would say, "How can you enjoy watching people being murdered?" That was her quote. How can you watch people being murdered?
Because sometimes it's done with style.
Yeah, some of them. You also don't realize, and you look at the whole fact, it's a great rebellion story.
Rebellion.
If you watch it
later on. I mean, the first one is more about surviving the rebellion.
But it shows that if you don't, the way that their system is corrupt, if they don't fight, then more people die.
Wait a minute. Okay, two problems stuck on me immediately. They're gonna make their people suffer because they're past wars. Number two, you pick 12 to 18-year-olds. You're gonna pick children who can't even fight into murdering each other. Oh,
they start.
Fix it or not? That's disgusting.
The whole
that's bullshit.
The whole point.
Dystopian futures had a great history in movies.
Right.
This crosses a line.
When I was doing shit, that was dystopian.
Do not involve children in horror films. Where they belong in Disney, in family movies.
They belong in Disney.
You don't put children in horror movies any way, shape, or form.
In a bunk bed with teddy bears.
Dude.
Hey, I didn't even like they had children. In one of the Friday the 13th, they had Jason bursts in and they got kids in the bed. I argued that. What? They should have been a deleted scene. It shouldn't have been in it.
How about Jaws when the little boy got eaten?
No, I don't believe. An animal. There's an difference. Animal.
Okay, 3 things.
We're all animals.
Jennifer Lawrence was actually only the 3rd best performance in that movie. Let me be clear on that.
I didn't like Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson was probably the 2nd best performance in that movie.
He's supposed to be apparently.
Snow is first?
Yeah, I think Sutherland nailed Snow more than anybody else in that thing.
Yeah, he was.
Because that's who I picture.
Okay, just the whole thing of are we gonna lie to each other this everything?
But that's catching fire.
Okay, here's another throw off. Here's another throw off about, let alone what the whole movie's about. What is with the people and all this colored dress up and makeup? What the hell was that about?
That's a society.
The whole point of that was to show just how messed up they were and looking worse and worse and worse. Again, you got.
I say this in my.
David, you have to think of what Rome was like at the. That's the best comparison. Rome.
I say this in my written review.
If you
that I am not attacking those of sexual preference of any kind, but they look like a huge city full of transvestites.
Son of a bitch.
No, the whole
they look like a whole city full of transvestites. That's what they look like.
Again, it was literally a comparison to Rome.
I said the same thing about
how ridiculously
the strangest looking town I've ever seen in my life. The way they were dressed,
it was intentional.
The makeup. Good God,
it was intentional.
The end was great though. Like when they were gonna both eat the berries, and they're like, "Shut it down, shut it down." Okay. Was Truman Show before this? Way before. The Truman Show.
Yeah, way before.
Because that's what.
Truman Show
Was
was
I thinking Truman Show?
Truman Show was 1998, so
Yeah,
wait.
around
Because
there.
the producer wanted to kill him off. That he was gonna find escape. He was gonna escape. He was gonna kill him off.
They were gonna kill him in the Truman Show?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They
Because
tried.
they
They
flood because they were
Oh,
flooding
the flood.
Yeah.
flooding him on the boat.
Is it okay? Name the things you didn't like.
In that
The
one,
negatives.
In Hunger Games?
I thought that Gail's character was too old for the role.
Who's?
Not Josh Hutcherson who played
Liam
the other one.
Hemsworth.
Yeah, the other Hemsworth.
Chris's brother.
Yeah, I thought he was too old for a role. I'm trying to think what else I didn't like from the movie.
If you want to be perfectly honest, it's not as violent as the book.
Right, I understood there was budget constraints based on the sequels. They didn't have the same budget.
The
but I'm
movie is
upset.
more violent than the book.
The book is definitely more violent.
No, what I was upset with was the final thing because the book had this whole thing where all the animals that were attacking him at the end of the movie, they all were supposed to look like the actual tributes dead.
I don't have. Okay, tell me. I
was so
have
disappointed
never.
they didn't do it, but I
I
understood they
have
didn't
never
have the
had
budget.
the imagination to read a book. Never had the patience to read a novelization. I don't have the patience, nor have the imagination to conjure those things in my head of Harry Potter, of Star Wars, of anything in novelization. I ain't got the imagination to put it in my head.
It would have been very hard.
They say novelizations are far more detailed than a movie. I can't even put that in my head.
The Potters are fantastic books.
Yeah, they are.
They're very, very, very.
I was
Yeah.
I was scarcely ever into a movie about magic. Scarcely. I can't imagine.
I heard your argument yesterday about it. Yes, there is a sort of logic behind it. It's not random.
What?
You're assuming like whenever they implement magic into a movie, like either the Force in Star Wars or Harry Potter spells, there's always a logic based under it that everybody can explain around.
Midichlorians.
Remember Dad said he loved the deaths of Superman? So he can't be beat except about kryptonite. But the comics say he can be. There was another weakness, magic.
But it's not something that would have worked explaining that in a movie.
They never used in all four Superman movies magic. No one brought up magic was a weapon.
Because in the late 70s and 80s, it wouldn't have worked.
You
with
still have
Superman.
some in there, don't
It
you?
would not have logically
We'll get
made
you
sense
some
at
in
the
a little
time.
bit.
Today, it would have worked.
I'm not sure if I get what I gave Hunger Games 1 or 2.
One
One would have regretted watching 2. Needed a total change or improvement.
As I said, I gave it 4 out of 5 or 3 out
Oh
of
my
4.
god!
See that?
Would you watch it again?
What time you gotta go?
David, I own a 4 on Blu-ray because I've watched them 29
Oh my
times.
god! I would. Okay.
I usually watch all 4.
Is there
When I watch it, I usually watch all 4.
trilogy? It's a trilogy, I think.
It's a trilogy of books, but it's 4 movies.
It's 4 movies.
Let me finish because the last
4.
It's the one
because the last book they broke up into 2
4?
books.
I heard there was 2 or 4. I was trying to look online, and I only found 2.
There's
3.
4.
There's 2.
Four.
There's 2 movies based on the last book, Mockingjay.
I only got there. I started the second one, and I could get to the point that they were ordered to tell about they enjoyed doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
But then these people were being killed in the crowd that were praising or they call it rebellion. The people in the crowd, one person in the crowd, and that person immediately executed. I turned it off.
Basically, the whole concept is,
I know things are fiction, but I want logic.
again, this is where the logic is. The logic of it was based on propaganda that happened based on Germany. This was one thing Susan Collins, the person who wrote the books, described, is that there was a thing in Germany where a bunch of Nazis were doing this propaganda speech. One person got up to protest, and his only protest was simply to do this. Instead of doing this, he did this, and they shot him right then and there.
What was the?
It was based on something that really happened.
What did the hunger part mean?
The whole thing was about you basically starve the districts so that the only people that get fed was the capital. It's based on the name of the whole country, which is called Panem. I said this is where the whole Rome thing comes back into the thing.
The only thing that stood out to me I was so impressed by is she was very good with a bow and arrow, very good at cunning skills, very good at learning to survive. That is it.
And
everything was also so disturbing.
The irony is she couldn't actually fire a bow and arrow for real life to save her life, and she
And also, when they pulled her 12-year-old sister, they selected her to be in it. Are you nuts?
That was the
They're going to
point.
take a child to do involved in this?
That was
and
the
then her
point.
family values, I'll take her place. Oh, we never had a volunteer before. You've never had a volunteer in what? They
never had a
what did
no.
you say? What was it?
No.
74 years?
They never had a volunteer from that district before.
No, they said never had a volunteer.
This is where the books actually usually help. In the districts that usually win this thing, the richer districts that actually win this thing, often they would volunteer as like a reward for an honor, where you don't get it in the poor districts.
I've seen some great.
Think of it like
I've seen some great dystopian movies.
Think of it like soldiers,
this-
like people who volunteer to go into the army versus people who don't want to get drafted and are drafted and they end up dying.
No.
Same concept.
Plus, I had enough.
Are you even telling me that's how they based it on?
No.
I stuffed my tummy chip my cheeks
The
with
concept
candy
of why
and
would some people volunteer and
Yeah,
most people wouldn't. That's all I meant. Just think of that concept. Why would someone volunteer for this?
Well, they said like how Gale, he volunteered more entries in to get his family more food.
But that
and
wasn't
stuff.
part of the movie, so he would never understand what that was
That's
about.
right.
Stuff in the cheeks.
I don't know. I saw this guy. I think it was a tie, and I had to tolerate people when they were dressed in the makeup. I had to tolerate that, but when it's just that the people being executed,
Yeah.
ridiculously, and it's people.
That was the whole
The
point.
ridiculousness and the low logic to the
Any
execution.
Any dissension meant you were killed. And if you think that doesn't happen, David, if you think that doesn't happen in real life right now, you should check out North Korea, because yes, it does.
We know how bad North Korea is.
That's my point. That was kind of the point. To show that
But
it
they're
doesn't-
doing this. They're doing this because otherwise, we have to about their past wars.
It's all about you have to
Do you have
do it all the
prednisone?
time, because
Oh,
if you
yeah.
let go at any point, they'll rebel. It's sort of like why you have brutal. It's like brutal. I'm messing this word up the same way. Brutal dictatorships. How they'll constantly oppress people because they know the moment they relax, they'll start rebelling. And there's an actual real history of that.
Well, despite the fact it has nothing to do, we're trying to go a review, an audio review doing of Hunger
What about
Games.
sandwich baggie?
It also remind me of
Yeah, but I don't
how
have the
illogical
Ziploc ones.
the Purge was.
I only have. I could tape it, fold it over.
That's fine.
It's illogical for different reasons, but I understood the
Well,
concept of the movie for an entertainment
Give me
value.
some now.
It was kind of mediocre.
That way it'll
Yeah.
hold me.
You know, I mean,
I swear the Purge and his Hunger Games have strong similarities.
Well, yeah,
There's
it's
strong
Yeah, I
similarities.
need
It's the
prednisone.
it's the concept of killing people.
Let everybody hunt each other
Yeah,
for one day of the year.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
and that makes it any different from
It's,
Escape
it
from
is
LA
such
or
a
New York.
it's such a close similarity, and I despise both Hunger Games and the Purge. I absolutely despise. I'm a
You're not
brother
a fan-
despise.
Oh, good.
You're not really much of a fan of dystopian movies.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Name one you like.
Escape from LA, Escape from New York.
Why do you like
The Mel Gibson ones.
Mad Max?
Mad Max.
Good.
It's survival, but people are just surviving. They're not ordered to be executed. Ordered to be executed. Ordered to survive. These people are surviving because their whole society and government
Let's take a
whatnot has
sip.
collapsed. It's survival. There's what I call a dystopian, a proper and logical dystopian movie.
look at all that.
We're not
means
ordered
like-
to be
No,
executed.
what it
Freaking-
means is you're into a
10
particular
milligrams.
subset
Yeah.
of dystopian.
That's
There
alright.
is what they call the
You get
lawlessness
15.
dystopia,
Yeah.
which is what
Well, I
you're
just
into
took-
from what you're
Thank
describing.
you.
It's where there is no central government
Whatever.
like control.
There. It's just survival.
Fine.
Again,
What do you
that,
got
I
here?
said that's
What's
one of the
this?
subgenres
Okay,
of
yeah, put them
dystopian.
in there.
That's what you're into. You're not into the dystopians when there is a government controlling everything.
How can there be a
Here, this is
dystopia?
my-
There
for my
is no
tummy.
government within
What?
a
This is for
dystopian
my
future.
tummy.
That's
Alright.
part of my point. There's
What is
no
that?
types
Huh?
of dystopians.
Another
prevent
good
me from
dystopian
getting
movie.
tummy ulcers. I'm taking all the medicine.
Logan's Run.
It's
I love that. I love that movie. 4 stars. I loved it.
It kills.
And I
It
love
kills
that
like
I
the
thought I would be
acid.
more into it than
Most
I was.
dystopian movies I think are given 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm not actually into looking.
It's just survival.
Was Planet of the
I
Apes
gotta watch
dystopian?
Huh?
Planet of the Apes
Yes.
is dystopian?
If their future's gone and it's this plan, then they have to deal with the apes. Yes. A future without the government is.
But you just think
You
of that for a minute.
know something. You know what the people would now they consider today dystopian, and I know Adam's against it too.
What?
Cameras.
What?
Big Brother, otherwise known as Big Brother. Nobody can tolerate the cameras watching us. Really?
There's always
Wait a minute. People cannot stand today would be considered a dystopian future because we're being watched by cameras. Really? Do you know what you love? Everybody loved the cameras when they're searching for the Boston bombers, didn't when the cameras are looking for the people who perpetrated a bombing or killing a mass murder, right? Oh, you love where the but bring the cameras and find them. They love it. Okay? So you got a dystopian future now, people bitch about cameras. A Big Brother.
This one I actually do.
Everybody hates the government.
This one I actually do find funny because I've been playing 45 hours of Watch Dogs Legion, which is literally just this all the time.
They could go to dystopian future with all these politicians sitting on our ass,
And I still can't. I still
go
can't
to
do that
dystopian
game.
future.
I don't know whether to give that game a 5 or a 9, and it's driving me nuts.
What's that? What's
I never
Watch Dogs Legion. It's like it's a game. Because it's the dystopian stuff you're talking about camera.
I don't know where they came up with the word dystopian, meaning lost government. I would call it lost government. So that's when I would define dystopian. Lost government, or such distant future. It's everybody. It's what we did. That's what we had hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
I thought the story itself was only a 5 or 6, so I thought it was boring.
What?
But all the stalking and surveillance and all the recruiting that you can do is actually it's actually my favorite. It's actually my second favorite moment in a video game I've had this year.
Okay, you ever see George Lucas's first movie, TH 1138?
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
Do you have your Santa Claus light?
That
What?
was before his
You
time.
like your Santa Claus?
What Santa Claus? What are you talking about?
That's this again.
Oh,
So
did
the
I
only
light
thing
him?
I'll never play games
I have
that
them on,
got rated high this year was
Mark's
that
DVD
remake
show.
of Final Fantasy, which I've
Oh.
never been into it. I've never been into that genre, so I just
You know when these people play the video games, especially they do the
Mark likes
Batmans,
Mark
watch
likes
them all
my,
online. I watch everybody playing it. It's
Fiber
very
optic-
cool.
that
I can never
fiber
play some that
house-
graphic.
that fiber optic
It's
house
just
that I got from Avon?
the control details. Forget it.
Yeah.
I would love to play a baseball
Yeah,
game,
but
but I'm not hitting 20 buttons.
We had to live
It took me a while to finally learn how to do something.
People would say, "Why don't you get an Xbox or something and play baseball?"
It was funny.
If I'm not hitting 20
Today,
buttons, the controller.
right?
See, I would not go that far to
The
do
lights-
that. I would tell you
well,
first
Mark
to get a
turned it
controller
on, right?
since you have a PC and try
And
to
here
learn
goes
that.
being
See if you'll
Vader.
even do it. I would never tell you to
And he
invest
said-
that
I
kind of
was
money.
good with any S and 2-3 buttons.
Whoa.
With a lot of baseball.
He was like
games.
mesmerized because it was
Yeah, you're
changing
just not
colors. And
used
he's,
to
like,
18
he's
buttons.
getting closer, he's watching
And
it.
that's fine.
And then he goes ahead
I
and
grew up
goes,
with it, so I'm used to
You
it.
He
ever think the
smacks it.
PlayStation's 1,
I
2
grew up
like
playing those
controllers
controllers.
are my favorite.
I go,
I
remember
could
with
do
that?
2-3 buttons. That was fine.
Yeah,
I was
we
perfectly
went ahead
fine.
and gave it a swat.
Are the 5?
Because
The
you know
controller
how
the
like,
same?
there's the tree.
I wouldn't know. I don't have the PS5 yet.
No, but
Yeah,
that's
and
when
he's
they'll
there.
play the same.
Design-wise,
watching.
Similar, but
there's
there's similar,
He
but
more
took
buttons?
it back.
No.
You know,
No.
because it like
Same
you
button
know,
layout, more
because it was
features.
red and then it changed blue, and he's like,
Give it another year, you'll be
You
able
know?
to get it cheaper
And then
and
he
black.
goes
Your
ahead-
head is completely accentuated.
I don't think we're gonna ask that Mark discussion about
Mainly,
movies.
the right ring and death
Movie.
situation.
Now, I said part of it is intentionally.
And then
part of
Annabelle's
it is
just looking
there is a
like,
supply chain
"What the
issue
hell are
because
you
everything's been
doing?"
shut
Yeah.
down a lot. So it's part
It's
you're
very smart
halfway.
for them to do this because
Yeah.
you got a very small quantity out right now. As far as day zero, they're gonna find all the issues with it. If there's a major hardware issue, they're gonna correct it and have a mass send out.
Which
Once
is another
it's
reason
corrected.
why I haven't gotten it.
It's gonna
Because
happen.
I'm expecting it.
They'll have a new improved set. They won't have to recall a massive amount this way.
Yeah.
Like Xbox 360.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you never went through that hell that I went through with the 360.
I had 3 of them.
Yeah, you have
Oh.
3 of them.
I never liked that.
Oh, you did go through it then.
Yeah.
I loved the 360 until I experienced it, and once I experienced it, I never touched Xbox again, and I still haven't. So I've never experienced Xbox
I just think
One.
Sony's
Brain,
always
give me
taken
back
better.
Atari, give me back NES, give me
Another
back
one.
Sega.
None of
Bring
the
that
now,
back.
after
You can play. You
360,
can buy them in stores. But that's not the point.
Now you do bring up one thing I've never really been into, and thankfully that era has mostly died away. Is no, because you brought up guitar.
Guitar Hero?
Is when you had all these props that were being used as video game things, just so they could sell $100 to $200 air guitars. Just for a few video games.
Guitar Hero.
That drove me nuts. I'm like, what are you thinking?
I get just
You
kicked
guys
out.
are-
I was watching videos of
You
people
guys are
playing the
paying-
guitar. I get kicked out of it.
You are
Watching them
spending
do it.
more money for a fake guitar than an actual real one. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Mark. Was it before when we did a
I
movie
give
review
$5
before?
to every
One that we
local
never,
cross-show.
I never asked you about. What's a movie you regretted ever watching? I'd say I gave a 1 for regret. Someone you said, "Oh man, I wasted money going to this one."
It's probably the Blair Witch 2.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with that one.
Wait a minute, which Blair Witch 2 are you referring to again?
The Book of Shadows.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
guys, because by the fact, what the heck was the
Because
game?
for some reason, people
Every
refer
critic
to-
would say, "What the heck was the game of the Book of Shadows?" And there was no logic in that title whatsoever. There was not, unless it's in a book, unless it's a novelization.
And I will say this about movies. That I don't. You are. It's just your thing, but you are way more critical. Like I have more movies that I find the good in almost everything that there is out there.
We would be good at movie reviews. Here's the difference between. I've always said online about movie critics. The problem with movie critic is they will attack the movie and says, "Oh, the actors and actresses about how their critical claim," and not I am going about the movie's content. They never go. If you ever watch cable news, local news, they always go after the actor and actresses. And they'll say the story plot, but they'll go after the who being nominated for best actors. Who cares? I want to know what's about the movie. They scared. It's like 80-20, 80% on the actor performance and 20% about the movie plot.
Again, there's not a lot of movies that I could say that just completely suck. There's a few, but
name the movies. You wasted money.
Jupiter Ascending was horrible.
I don't think we've ever seen it. I heard of it. I don't think we've ever seen it.
Be glad you haven't.
It was horrible.
Now,
I'll have to take a look at it.
the one movie I regret seeing, and not because it's a bad movie, I regret seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show in the theater. Hold on. The reason I
Talk about a word transvestite.
No. The reason I regret seeing it is I went to one of those midnight experiences where I was expecting people to act the actual film on stage because there was a history of this happening, and nobody did.
What the hell is everybody seeing that movie? It's so popular.
Me so much. I was expecting the performance of people acting it out, and it didn't.
What the hell is this so popular about that? There's a few songs that are interesting. What the one was
Sweet Transvestite.
No, the time warp again.
Time Warp Dance.
That's everything interesting about the whole movie. What the? They get midnight. You got movie conventions. They got midnight showings of it. What are you people watching?
Again,
I would say a parent concerned about their kid watching. I would say adult to an adult. What are you watching?
you want to know what the appeal is? It's for people who wanted to watch a musical, but nothing cute and fancy like Sound of Music or Grease, but something weirder. That's what they wanted.
Weird?
And you have to.
That makes the word weird sound like the Sound of Music.
That was the intent.
That's got to be the ultimately weirdest movie, bar none.
That was the intent.
Okay, we've got Jupiter Ascending, we've got Blair Witch 2, we've got Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, keep it going.
For bad ones? Oh, more recently I want to say it was horrid, but it was very disappointing considering what I thought it was going to be. Was Midsummer.
Who?
Midsummer.
What the heck is that? Never heard of it.
Look it up.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. I have to finally bring it up. I gotta finally bring it up. I walked out on it. Everybody knows I walked out on it. 1992 Hook. Love and respect Dustin Hoffman. Love and respect Robin Williams. The makeup, the script. I walked out on it. I mean, Robin Williams. I love these guys to death. You went
to a Birdcage?
Huh? No. Hook.
Oh, Hook. Never mind.
I seen Birdcage once. I don't even remember. I don't even remember it. But Hook, it was. The makeup was horrible. The script. Okay, they want to make a live action Peter Pan. Okay. Maybe it's because Disney was making a live action movie, a sequel of a Disney movie. Yeah, Peter Pan. They want to make Hook a sequel live action. But Robin Williams, its makeup, its dialogue. I said, what in God's name is this? I walked the hell out. I have never done it, with the exception of you were sick.
Yeah.
Don, he was sick
Just
on
laying around.
the other Robin Williams movie.
Huh?
That's two movies I walked out on only because you were sick. Dead Poet Society. You were sick.
No, it's Patch Adams.
Huh?
The right
No,
actor.
I never watched. I never seen Patch Adams. Never seen it.
Yeah,
Never seen it.
no, it was Patch
No.
Adams.
No, we walked out
She
Dead Poet
said hi to
Society. Dead Poet
me.
Society. Because I had seen it on VHS.
David, I didn't see Dead Poet Society with you.
You were sick. You were young too.
I didn't see Dead Poet Society with you. I know who I saw Dead Poet Society.
But okay, do you remember Hook?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was good. I wouldn't give it like like a 5-star or anything, but I thought it was probably like a 3.
The first time I ever saw a film that said children don't belong in horror films, the one movie that if I ever saw in a theater,
Yeah.
my mouth would have hit the floor. I would have broke my jaw. And Joanne and I saw it we saw it on DVD. Huh?
Hold it. Children don't belong in horror movies. Wait a second.
Yeah, boy, you go fast.
Do we want to bring up Pet Cemetery here? Well, you said children in horror movies.
Same thing with it. It has. It's all.
I hated it. I hated it. I am no fan of clowns whatsoever. It was the dumbest idea. One of the top 10 dumbest ideas in human history. I despise the sight of clowns. Not fear of it. I freaking hate them. They're the stupidest concept imaginable. Live in a circus. Clowns are stupid. Don't even get me started with Joker. Don't get me started.
You love McDonald's.
Huh?
You love McDonald's.
I don't consider him a clown. I know that's racist. I think Joker is a. I don't consider Ronald McDonald a clown.
Oh man, he's probably
A restaurant gimmick. A restaurant gimmick.
You know, there is an actually.
And I'm not defending the restaurant industry.
Hold on, that actually does bring up an interesting thing. Would he actually be a clown or a mascot?
both.
Actually, it's a hard one for me to decide. Now I'm thinking about that.
What the hell I was just talking.
You were trying to talk about what you were originally talking
before
about
the
was
clown
movies you
part.
hated.
Children were hard.
Oh! Me and Joanne watched the movie, and we hated the ending. Truly hated the ending. I said, children don't belong in horror movies. And it probably was fake. I don't know.
What movie?
Was it the witch? Where was it? The ending. The witch took off with the baby. Was the witch or what the heck that movie was?
Mama.
I freaking hated that one. We all hated it. The baby's taking the witch taking off the baby.
I thought you say Hereditary. No, that was beautiful.
Hereditary was awesome.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
You watched it.
Hereditary?
I watched it down here with you.
Yeah, we watched
And I said that
I
was
don't remember.
that was a messed up movie.
Which means he didn't like it or hate it.
I don't remember.
When he doesn't like or hate something, he has.
And that's the one I said that's a movie that stuck with me for a couple of days because there was a lot of creepy stuff in that movie. Little things.
No. Okay, if the two movies I found really sickeningly disturbing, without a doubt, would be Cannibal Holocaust and Human Centipede.
But Cannibal Holocaust was still a very well-made movie. It was still a very well-made movie.
Who?
Cannibal Holocaust was still a very well-made movie.
Yeah, so well-made that people thought they were actually murdered.
But it was still well. What would your rating be on that? I give that 4.
Oh man, I got the DVD. I would made it a 4-star, 3.5 or 4-star. It's just.
To me, that's only 2.5 because it's like I didn't hate it, but it's like not. It's something I just.
Because I'm huge on horror, on fiction. I'm good on fictional horror, but never realizing it. Realizing
it was so realistic.
Realistic. But I'm into slashers. But the thing about it is, how can you? And Joanna says to me, how can you watch a movie about people being murdered? Because it's fiction. I'm not a big fan of. Okay, if they make a movie about a true story about people actually being murdered. Make an authentic movie about the people that are actually murdered.
You mean a biography of a murderer?
I did not watch because they got too graphic on it. Joanne watched it. They made the second movie about the 9/11, the plane that went down to Pennsylvania.
Which one?
The second one.
The 1993 one.
We're 1993. I didn't watch it. Joanne said, you actually watch the people being slashed. I cannot tolerate watching someone murdered if it were real. If it actually happened.
See, I love that movie
I love
that movie for a whole separate reason.
Because you didn't see
It had
that
nothing to do with the movie.
when A&E did a Flight 93.
Yeah, they did
you
their own
didn't see
version.
it. But the only people that you see get cut was the pilots when they broke through.
What
I didn't to this day haven't seen the 93.
what their 93, what the A&E 93 movie did was basically they reused the audio that was available. And that was it.
I cannot tolerate.
The reason I love
No,
United
man.
93 was that all the proceeds were used to actually build that memorial. That's why I loved it.
You never see. I don't think a film has ever done of people being murdered. They would show the hunt for the murderer. Most movies. Have you name a movie that you actually see a portrayal of the person being murdered? I don't think so.
Of what?
A real person that was murdered. True story murders.
The Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the actress that was cut?
Yeah.
No, they found her that way. So they don't know who did it.
Well, hell, you just talked about Bonnie and Clyde, and that was about a real life couple.
Okay.
I mean, hell, you want to go? You can.
Any war movie has
go
people.
10 years. You can go 10 years ago and the Johnny Depp one about Public Enemies about John Dillinger.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I didn't even finish watching. It was dull. It was dull. I know. I saw my therapist said it's hypocritical. It's hypocritical.
Thank you for bringing up war movies because all day today, one of the channels has been showing the Band of Brothers thing, and that was literally people being murdered in real life.
That's a great scene.
You didn't know. That's just part of war. You didn't know the people. The people. That's part of war.
Again, you knew all the American people that got killed because he described them. Because that was a real life guy describing real life members of his troop being killed. That was not fictional people being killed.
40.
That was the real life people.
That's fine.
Yeah, you caught me on the Bonnie. You caught me on the
I know that because
the Bonnie and Clyde one. You caught me on that one.
Because wasn't that?
But still, they
father
question the
got killed?
accuracy. They still question the accuracy of
What?
all this film.
What?
God, the Yankees coach. When his father was one of the ones
The
that got killed.
27th, yeah.
God, Joe. Who was the famous coach for the Yankees?
Well,
The last 20 years.
Mark
Torre?
was asking me.
Torre, yeah, his father.
When was the WrestleMania?
No, he got it. Joe Torre. Yeah, his
asking if
his
I'm gonna
father
go to
was one of the
doctor on
soldiers
Monday or not.
in the movie.
I gotta come up here to see Beloga for that.
I only watched it once.
pre-surgical
I don't even remember. I
appointment.
just watched it once.
And I told him,
I actually got to meet him before
if I
he
can't
died.
walk, ain't no way I'm gonna be making it.
Because he ended up spending
You know
the
what I
last
mean?
20 years of his life going back and forth between Ephrata and Hershey. So I actually got.
I know why Bonnie and Clyde didn't bother me. It's when people because it's so far back.
Oh, remember when I was on the phone with you?
It's in the 30s. It's not like that. The people today,
Yeah.
if they did if they did a movie about not even someone I encountered
Hold up. Wait a minute. So your issue would be is if a real life person
before my time period. If it
So-
was during my
so
living
hold
time
on.
period, that's what I'd be bothered by.
Which is why I'm going to bring up an interesting movie because
Okay.
it's also from 2012, since it brings up the whole other
What?
things again. Did you see Zero Dark 30?
That's different. Terrorist. That's terrorist.
That's still a person
No,
being murdered.
no. People had this person like Hitler had ordered people killed.
You say, hey, I'm just bringing up a person that was being
A
murdered.
terrorist.
I was bringing up a real life person being murdered.
Innocent people.
Well, they've had
Then why
Manson
did Bonnie
movies
and
with Sharon
Clyde bug you?
Tate.
Because that wasn't innocent either.
They've had Manson movies with Sharon Tate being killed. So.
Oh yeah.
There.
I think this goes to
They
his
were very vague on those, on showing the murderers. They were very vague. They talked about it in detail, but they never. And in the original TV version, they very vaguely, because they had a mixture. They didn't really show it. They didn't even show her being stabbed. Never did. Never ever tell. No, who could watch her being that woman being stabbed? No. No rating would ever be set. No, you could never watch a woman being murdered pregnant.
I've seen a picture of her body.
No. It would never be on TV or
Hold
on
it.
Never be aired.
Let me
never.
hold it.
Never.
Before you answer that question. So you're saying it's impossible to in today to be showing a woman who's pregnant being murdered.
Name
that what you're
what?
saying?
Other than Sharon Tate, they never shown what?
See,
What am I missing?
The reason I bring
What am I
this up
missing?
is that I religiously talked about the game of the year that I've played probably freaking 4 times now, Last of Us 2, which literally was stabbing a pregnant woman.
That's a video game! I don't play your video games. I know about video games, how graphic these video games are.
My point is, it's done today.
I haven't even hardly scarcely ever even watched those war video games. I watch like fiction, like the superheroes. Or sports. I've never watched the war ones. Never. Grand Theft Auto I watched.
No, that would be called a dystopian future.
Dollar General.
I was trying to bring this full circle on what you were
Yeah, the one
discussing.
over by me.
We began with dystopian future, so I brought up a dystopian
No,
future.
I found it over with the one by me. On the San City
There were some times. Oh, I know what it bothered me. I never watched it again.
I got
One time it
one
wasn't
for
murder.
you,
And
one for myself, and then I got
watched
one
it once.
for
It was enough.
one for Joanna.
Okay, I usually wait a horror movie with
Because I know she
three.
likes that
Watch
stuff.
one once.
Put out like that stuff like that.
In this movie, forever killed his
Decorate
career.
like her mantles and
What?
stuff.
Ike Turner.
Oh.
What's that got to do with it? When he beat the living, depending how really truly accurate that film was, he said he beat the living hell out of her. How it was a male or female when they're punching and over and no, yes, it's every movie's going to be done fictionally, but over and over and over. Jesus, enough.
In what universe did that kill Lawrence Fishburne's career?
Not Lawrence Fishburne, but Ike Turner.
Honey.
His career was killed decades before because of that in real life. You said the movie killed it. No, it didn't.
It killed Ike Turner's career.
No, his career was killed 2 decades ago because he actually did it.
Well, everybody saw her beat. Everybody saw him beat her, and nobody did a thing.
His career was already killed 2 decades ago because of that in real life. The movie didn't kill it; it was already dead.
What is it? What is that?
You know.
What is it? You're hungry?
No.
What?
I asked you for some drink.
Oh, Adam, you wanna go grab her a cup?
For what? What kind?
Diet Coke, Adam.
Is there anything in movies that is there a movie
The
you
first
made about
scene
4
right
movies
there.
that you don't like? Think something in movies that would bother you.
There, another glass.
That bother me?
Would bother you. They should never do, or shouldn't have done, or should never do. As for me, it's children horror. Children in a like
Something will bother
death
me because
situation.
that's life. I mean, it is. But as far as things that bother me, like there's some that are great movies, but I don't like to watch again. Like I think Schindler's List is a rough watch, and I mean even though it's
I've seen it only once.
Yeah, it's I can't watch that over. It's not like entertaining. A lot of the stuff, like with the showing that, like the Nazis doing that are bad.
Huh?
I don't know. I have to think. As far as what you don't want to see, I mean, you don't want to really see like pedophilia stuff acted out. I mean, that's something.
I was. Who did I say it to? Jose. I said that when Jose was in, and I said because Zeus had the wrestler Zeus, after wrestler Zeus had died. And I said to Jose something that Zeus brought up the interview because he had done a movie called Caleb about a prison movie. And I'm a big fan of Oz. Oz is super graphic, unbelievably graphic TV show about prison. You name it, it happens in Oz. You name it. And there was a scene where Zeus was uncomfortable.
I ain't taking no
That
drinks from
it was
him.
an assault scene.
The second season rape scene. I already know where you're going with this.
It was a movie. It was a movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
It was
show.
a movie called K11. I haven't yet seen it yet. It was a prison movie where when most people in prison they get attacked.
Yeah.
It was a young guy, and he's supposed to go and climb on top of him. The thing is, he said he was not comfortable doing that. They were going to have the camera in front. The camera would face. This is how he described it. The camera would face the actor. He then they had an actress. When he was on top of the person, he had an actress.
He was
I would not be uncomfortable. What I had to do to this person, it would have been a girl.
Yeah.
I could not have been on top of a male doing what I had to do. What I was portraying to do, I would not have been comfortable to do. They had a girl actress. What I had to do, they had a girl actress.
No,
that's really interesting about him.
No,
very interesting about him.
Basically, what it meant was he didn't want to have any near sexual contact with a guy. He was okay having the scene with a girl, even though they only shoot part of the girl, but they can recreate it as a guy.
No, well, they had the camera in front of the guy's face, but from the rear shot, it was a girl. It was a girl. These couldn't tell the difference.
They used a girl, even though
you like that about an actor.
Yes.
Heck, Jodie Foster, the accused.
Yeah.
She had to push the actors into doing that scene.
Yeah.
They were not comfortable. They were not comfortable with that scene with her.
The
And
reason-
he says, "Do it. It's a movie."
And there's
Do
a
it.
reason
Do
that
it.
they weren't comfortable with doing it. Is that at least 4 of them said that they described remembering her from that 70s movie with.
Oh yeah. And
Taxi.
they're thank you. They're as much as taxi drivers acclaimed. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
2 things disturbing. It has nothing to do. I'm not sure if the music was in the movie.
But don't get me wrong, that was realistic. There were girls like that at that time. That was real in New York City. That you can't try and claim that was fake. That was real.
There's child.
Yes. And there still is today. That's
Oh,
what
God,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, there's worse today. That was real. That was not a joke. That was
Okay. I'm not sure if the song. I think the song was part of the movie, but I was disturbed at her age portraying that in that.
Don't get me wrong. It's not. It's
There's a
it wasn't the
major hit song. I'm not sure if that was in the movie. If that, yeah, I think it was. It was the point of her character. Hot Child in the City.
Yeah.
How is that popular for what it's based on? What it's supposed to be about? God, we live in a sick world.
Are you thinking about Hot Time Summer in the City?
No, Hot Child in the City.
Oh.
It's about child prostitution.
I gotta rehear.
Oh my God, people!
I gotta rehear the song to know what that's
I
about.
think it's in the taxi driver movie. I think
It is, but I could easily.
How do you
block
make
that
it
out.
popular a song like that, or
Again.
even produce it?
Again, you're literally talking about the 70s where everything could happen in films.
Yes,
That was the era where any film that could take place did take place. And remember, that wasn't even nearly the most offensive film in that time.
I know it was a lot of offensive films. That's beside the point.
In the 70s?
Oh yes,
No, even that year, because that was the same year I think as The Omen.
I love the album.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And The Omen was considered way more offensive back then.
You want to say about children in horror movies? Kid didn't do a damn thing. You see, I'm surprised you didn't attack me. It was children in horror movies. He didn't do a thing.
No.
He didn't do a thing.
I liked all 3. I liked all 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
Now, I think
That was the interesting thing of all 3 movies. The kid didn't do a damn thing.
I think where I disagree with Mark when it came to horror movies was I loved a movie from 20 years ago called Audition, and Mark didn't. From what I remember.
Audition.
No, it's not a horror. I don't consider it horror. It's
Never heard.
it's just
It's a torture. It's a disturbing torture pick.
yeah. It's not horror. It's just it's well made and everything, but it's just
Never. Is it about Audition? This sounds like what women being sucked into a
No. No.
They think it's modeling and they actually
No.
go into.
No.
you'll be cringing a lot watching it.
No. This is a film where the woman.
Where do one thing I do cringe at?
This is the film where the woman is the
There's
torturer.
things that they do make me cringe.
No, this is the thing where she is the torturer and in ways that would cringe you.
Oh! Thank you for bringing that up. What is it called? Candy?
Hard candy?
Hard candy. Holy cow! Is that? Ugh, that'll make you cringe.
I vaguely heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I'm not sure I want to describe that.
I mean,
I'll look it up at some point.
it's with
That's
that Patrick Wilson was in The Conjurings and Insidious, and it's with what's her name? She just changed into a guy, that Ellen Page, and now she's Elliot Page.
Oh yeah.
She
Vanya?
was what's that?
The one who played Vanya in Netflix, Umbrella Academy.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But she was in Hard Candy. She played like a 16 or 15-year-old
That's
girl.
right. That's how you know what Elliot Page is from America.
I don't know.
I'll think of that person from Juno and the X-Men films.
Was you? I know it was a rapist of some kind or something, and then he was going to cheat on her. Hey, I'm not the
She
one.
was gonna,
I'm the one. They're not going to bring the words up.
She was gonna castrate him, but
Thank
she
you.
really,
I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
but she hasn't. But she ends up making him kill himself.
She was putting bags of ice.
Trust me, that's
I found that funny.
That's
I
nothing.
found that funny.
That's
Bags of
nothing.
ice in it.
That's nothing on what
To
Audition.
numb it.
That's nothing on what
I
Audition did.
found it hilarious.
It's basically just a
How hilarious is that?
young girl going after a sexual predator.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, basically that's what it was.
Which is why I want to see that other one that's supposed to be hyped up that came out now. That was a Promising Young Woman.
I didn't hear of it.
It's gotten a ton of reviews about apparently a woman getting revenge on a friend that was apparently raped, and she got revenge on every single guy, but she did it in funny ways by basically almost creating the incident and then torturing them or reminding them of how horrible they really are.
I couldn't
And
get
not
past.
just-
Wait a minute. I watched Human Centipede. Maybe because it's fiction. It was fictional horror.
But it's
and
supposed to
I
be a
couldn't
more
finish. I
common
couldn't finish
version of it.
Hunger Games 2.
The second Human Centipede is really messed up.
Oh yeah.
The first one's kind of like has its couple moments, but the second one's really
The irony of the second one is because the guy doing it watched the first one.
Yeah.
So they're treating the first one in the second one.
The second one was treated like an
The
old style
second movie
horror
is treated the
movie.
first like it's fiction. It's pure ironic.
I mean, it's a funny yet interesting concept. It really is.
Okay, nothing going beyond the horror and all that. It's Christmas, and explain to me what the hell so popular is a Christmas Story. What does anybody see in that? When TNT was playing, or TBS would play 24 hours of it.
I mean, I don't think it's.
What the hell is so?
I think it's
stupid.
I think it's a reminder of that Ozzy Harriet time era piece, and that's probably what got people's attention. People who like that era.
I mean, it's it has its funny parts.
Again, I don't like it at all, but I understood why people do.
But I don't love it. Like I think some of it is stupid. I mean, for people that want to watch it like 24/7 is ridiculous. Yeah. But I mean, it has its funny parts. Like, if I watch it now, there'd be some like
the only moment I can remember that was actually good was when he dropped the lug nuts in the snow.
Oh,
He dropped the lug nuts. Oh, fun.
Oh yeah.
What did you say?
That's the only memorable moment. And I thought it was stupid. The Santa kicking him down the slot.
Oh, that part
Oh
was
my god,
funny.
it was so stupid.
You know,
It was so stupid.
shoot your eye out, kid. He's like, oh no. Like, it's not my. I think Home Alones are absolutely better for Christmas movies. I think they're both of them are hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, they are
What
hysterical.
would you find as poor?
Oh my god.
Poor
You know what was
Christmas
funny?
movie?
I should have
I
posted
still,
it.
I still.
I should have posted it.
I didn't
My
like
one
Elf.
friend-
Who?
when
Yeah,
I-
I agree with you. I was dumb. That was dumb.
When
Right
I had
Elf
right-
was dumb.
You know
Elf
how,
was
like,
okay the first time
you
I
know
saw it.
that
I was
scene
like,
where
yeah.
the freaking
Elf
with
is
the blowtorch?
weird in the sense, and this is
And he
probably
lights the hair
the
on
reverse
fire.
of your
Well,
particular
they had a
argument,
meme
where
on
I
Facebook
loved
with a
Will
freaking
Ferrell.
blowtorch
I
blowing on
hated
freaking
everything.
I'm not a fan of
head.
Will Ferrell.
Governor
Again, I'm
Wolf's
not
head.
either, but I loved
Leave
him
her
in Elf,
alone.
but I hated everything else in Elf.
I swear I can almost make an easy list of the actors I don't like. Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler. I'm no fan of Adam. I mean, there's maybe three movies I don't like Adam Sandler. At grand total.
What were you saying, Adam?
What?
Because I know I
Elf.
interrupted.
That's the only part we didn't like was.
The only scene I can remember in Elf is the snowballs,
It's
and he's shooting. He's like, the only thing I remember about it. Oh, I know that here's another dumb Christmas movie. Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I find that dumb. He's trying to find
It depends on the year.
I found it dumb.
Some years I hate it, some years I'm okay with it, so I can't really argue that one.
Here's one. I'm just curious what you think about it. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger's most underrated movie is Last Action Hero.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, that
was
one
very, very good.
That's the one
Very
that came
good.
around where it was hated and now people like it. It took
mean,
10 or 15 years.
It's hysterical when you think the one-liners in it.
Yeah.
The bad guys in it are fantastic.
Okay. As much as I argue, no, it says how can you argue logic in any movie? That's where movie critics will never like me. I want logic in movies. You know, movies are fictional. When he's wiping the tar off him with what was it, towel or paper towel?
Yeah.
That was the point. He was mocking the fact that films did that, and that's not realistic.
And then it was off in like 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
But it was that might be his funniest role. Like if you just listen to the stuff he says in the movie, it's hysterical. And the bad guys like that.
Kindergarten Cop, yeah. It's
The
not
two
a
bad guys in it, the one with the axe, the Ripper or something.
I think in Kindergarten Cop, he should have not said, when he's yelling at kids all calm down, he says, shut up. No, he should have said, quiet. Not shut up. That would have made
Kindergarten Cop
Quiet would have been better.
The reason
Up and
But
down.
sold
The
better.
reason he acted as he did in Kindergarten Cop, as he discussed
he had
himself.
no clue what to do with kids.
No. He said he was basing it off of actual teachers he had when he grew up in Austria. He actually said that it was based on how they would react and how they would say shut up instead of more foul language. No, he actually went on record on that. The fascinating with that film was they actually just did a reunion of all the kids of what they're like now as adults with him.
Well, the one is the one who played Gage in Pet Sematary. He's the one that said the girls have
Yeah.
Girls have vagina, boys have penis.
But yeah, they showed like 10 or 15 of the kids now as adults what they look like.
It was okay. I mean, I wasn't one of my
You ever see
favorites.
this stupid meme on Facebook about Die Hard? Christmas. There's no Christmas without Hans Gruber falling off Nocturne Towers.
That's right.
Oh, give me a break.
That is the
That's because of, wait a minute. It was Christmas because it was supposed to be a Christmas party.
Yeah.
But what was it released in the? Was it not released in the? Was it released at Christmas?
I
don't know.
believe so.
No.
But they argue it was a Christmas movie. Yes, it was. Because
The first one
yes,
was
because he was
Christmas
invited to a
season
Christmas
88.
party.
The first
Yes.
one was. The other ones were all released in the summer.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm thinking.
But the first one was released.
But why did they bother arguing it's a Christmas movie or not when he was invited to a Christmas party?
It is a Christmas movie. It is
because
definitely a
because
Christmas
someone argued that it's just an action film and therefore it's set
Oh.
for Christmas.
But it is still like there's a lot of Christmas stuff. Like there's the Christmas songs. There's just like
Here's where I create controversy on this. The one film that's considered the quintessential Christmas movie of all time.
Okay.
I never consider a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I always consider it a New Year's Eve movie.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. I never consider it a Christmas movie
How do you know it was
because it's supposed to be based on Christmas, literally.
okay, what's what you said New Year's?
I think it's the quintessential New Year's Eve movie. That's my difference. I've never considered it a Christmas movie for that reason.
Honest to God, I don't remember you ever watched it. I probably doubt you ever seen it because you're not in the TV series. I honest to God think most movies, TV shows have copied What's a Wonderful Life 1,000 times. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know how well you remember Dallas.
I knew he was going to go into the series.
I thought they did a fantastic job of ending Dallas with as they call it, upside down, backwards version of It's a Wonderful Life. Is in JR had never lived, so they brought everybody back. How their lives would have been if he had never been existed, which I thought they did fantastic. Which I think was far better than that Wonderful Life movie, far better. And I've seen Wonderful Life maybe 2 times ever. I thought they did a fantastic plot of the ending of Dallas with that plot idea. It was far better than the movie.
My problem with it was, at that point, it was about the 10th different thing in like 3 years that did that, so I thought it was overdone. If it was the first thing that had done it, I might have liked it more, but there was too many at the time doing that kind of central theme plot. And I think that's when I got tired of it for that reason. But that happened.
The only thing anybody will ever remember of It's a Wonderful Life is the last line.
No, I remember a few things about it.
Is the angel line. That's the only thing anybody will ever remember about that movie. There is a lost Christmas movie that I saw as a kid on cable.
Why?
I brought up about Joanne about it.
Why?
That Santa shows up at this town and no Christmas celebration. That this one girl said or wrote a letter she doesn't believe in Santa. And the town is so miserable that because I think she wrote a letter to the North Pole.
Krampus.
I think it's called the town.
Krampus, whatever.
Huh?
That's a horror movie.
No. This is back in the early 80s, 70s. It's no. It's called the town that forgot Christmas or forgot Santa.
it's
something like that.
Okay, that's one of those Hallmark movies.
Yeah,
now.
but it was on HBO. It was a cable movie. It was a cable movie. The town that forgot Santa forgot Christmas.
Yeah, I heard
something
of
like that. It's really disturbing. You should see. Another disturbing Christmas movie. What's his name? Billy Joe Thornton.
Bad Santa.
Bob.
Oh, Bad Santa was great.
Billy Bob Thornton.
It's good, but it's disturbing.
That was kind of the
Very
point.
disturbing.
That was the point.
There's another one.
And let's be clear: is there such a thing as a horrible Santa like that? Yes.
Hold on.
No.
Classic horror film.
No, I'm going.
Silent Night, Deadly
Oh, that's a
Night.
great
Silent Night,
movie.
Deadly Night.
That's a great movie.
I'm going to real life person because the whole Billy Bob Thornton Bad Santa thing. That was the concept of the Santa Claus that famously got booed in Philadelphia. Because it was a drunk, belligerent, real-life Santa Claus who was at the Eagles game acting like a drunk, belligerent Santa Claus, and that's why 50,000 people booed him on Christmas Eve.
And they threw batteries at him.
What? Ed Rendell, who was actually at the game, the former mayor and governor thing, he had actually described it. The only regret I had out of the game, out of that experience, was I did not have nearly as many things to throw at him as the rest of the
That's
people.
right.
What would you now consider a poor Christmas movie?
A poor Christmas movie? Like I said, Elf definitely. I mean,
Said that.
poor.
No, there's one I didn't. I didn't really like it. It's not been repeated.
I jokingly would have said Gremlins just to mess him up, but I'm
That's a
kidding.
Christmas
I'm
movie?
kidding.
That's a
I'm kidding.
Christmas movie?
That's
No, it was
classic.
a Christmas cartoon movie. I didn't really like it. Honestly, it was the second Rudolph movie on the Island of Misfits. I didn't like that one. When the elf wants to be a dentist.
That was in the first Rudolph.
No.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was on the first
I know the Rudolph and the Island of Misfits.
That was Herbie.
That was the first.
That's Herbie.
Herbie, yeah.
Okay, but is it? Wait a minute. The movie that there's a second Rudolph movie.
There
The
is.
Island of Misfits. The first one was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The second was Rudolph on the Island of Misfits. It's a second movie. I know there is.
This is where I'm going to get in trouble, where I honestly don't like Christmas cartoon movies.
I like them. Most of them are great. Most of them are great.
I've never liked any of
Do
them.
you know that this day on the radio they have not played the two greatest Christmas songs of all time? 12 Pains of Christmas and Jeff Foxworthy's Redneck Christmas. They have not yet played them. There's no Christmas without those two songs. What's Christmas without those two songs? The radios have not played them yet. Jeez.
I'm trying to think of it.
I know, I'm still trying to think of bad Christmas movies, too.
I'm just trying to think of bad movies in general, and that's the thing.
I think name
Just bad movies?
I don't give a one often. A one, a zero. I've never given. It's scary. Movies I never will see.
I would say
I'm not gonna name them.
I average most movies
You like
probably like
movies?
3 stars. I mean, I do.
Yeah, he's way kinder than most movies.
I am. I'm just because I
What's
try
the
to...
lowest rating you give?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably 1. You know, like 1.
Is there okay? There's movies that you name given a 1.
Yeah, like I said, the Jupiter Ascending was definitely
Okay,
a
I gotta take a
1.
look at that.
Book of Shadows was definitely
Oh
a
yeah,
1.
I agree with Book Shadows.
Because
we walked, you and I went into it, and there were like 4 or 5 people in the theater for Blair Witch 2 Book of Shadows, and we walked in and said, what the hell was that? Everybody's laughing at it. What the hell did we just see?
a lot of movies, like I
What was
said,
that?
I mean, I'll just say were disappointing, and I'll give them like maybe a 2 or something. But I mean, like even... Like, I've never even watched the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and I refuse to.
The 2010 one.
Yeah, I won't watch that.
That's the weird in the sense that I liked,
Isn't there way they made Freddy into what the original character was?
yeah, a child raised.
Yeah. I've seen it once.
I actually liked the lead, and this is where I disagree with him. I liked the lead more than I loved Heather, the original actress. But I know I'm rare on that.
Well, I like her, Rooney Mara.
I like Rooney more than I
I
like
had to
Heather.
openly say, everybody knows I'm okay. I'll watch him. I'm just not a fan of Freddy because he plays too much.
Not in the first one.
No.
Neither did he in the
And not even really in the
I
second
think
one.
from 3 on he played too much. From
3 was
from
the
3
mix.
on.
3 was the mix. He had a mix of some playfulness, but he still had that evilness.
Jason was like a human killer. Did it. He did it. He didn't play.
I'm trying to think of more.
He didn't play around. I know Freddy is supposed to play in your nightmares, but Jason, that's why I love Jason so much. Because he just, like a human killer. A real...
And my,
Did it.
The Poltergeist remake was pretty bad.
but
I'd
the
probably
irony,
give that like 1.5.
the irony is my favorite Jason thing never involved him.
What, 5?
Not 1.
Oh, well.
It wasn't Jason.
Exactly. That was my favorite one. Because I loved her as the killer.
I think
Forever in my
because
mind.
she's like a mother. But 1 through 4 to me are interchangeable and they're all perfect. 1,
Yeah,
2,
I already been that before.
I think they're trying to make another one. Another Friday.
They always want to do it, but there's a fight going on with the rights, so you don't know what they're gonna do.
Until that's ever sold, you're never getting another one.
And honestly, they don't need to. The remake actually.
I would like to see a three. I would like to see. Somebody posted online. Maybe they didn't in the comic. I'm not sure, but they did a Freddy Jason. The way it was that. I'm not sure which one it was. Freddy Jason.
Freddy versus Jason.
I think it was how it was supposed. How one of the scripts. They knew it was there were like 20 different scripts they went through. There was one that had a fantastic ending. They showed it.
Oh, a Pinhead?
Yeah. Yes.
Again, they couldn't do it because
That would have been
because
fantastic.
of the same legal rights issue.
That would have been fantastic.
That's why they couldn't do it. Legal rights issue. And be clear, that wasn't the one they wanted to do to begin with.
I don't like the one. Oh, not Ash and they wanted.
No, there was
do
one
that
where Jason was on trial that I read about, was sounded pretty good.
I don't like the fact of having Ash from the Evil Dead movies, and then I'm not disrespecting the actor at all. I just didn't. I watched them maybe the first two. Army of Darkness I maybe watched once. It didn't grab my attention at all. Any of those movies didn't grab my attention. Ash does not grab my attention at all.
The reason they were going to do him was instead of having traditional, like, young girl or guy being the lead victim, it was supposed to be him in between the two of them.
I don't even like that they want to make all 13 girl survivors into a movie.
You ain't kidding.
I'll tell you what. You want to talk about a remake? That remake was fantastic.
What?
Evil Dead.
I didn't even watch it.
I don't think I've seen it either.
Watch it.
I mean,
I probably haven't. I just forgot.
I mean, it was
I take that back.
fantastic. And I don't, and like I said, certain ones I don't put high, but that's a remake that I would put probably better than the original. I have to post up. Maybe I'll post up. I'm gonna post up.
Yeah, make a top 10 list of movies you
Well, I'll make it easier for you. First, I could eat
you would regret paying for.
I won't go. There's very little. I mean, there's movies that I think are mediocre, like, that was disappointing or something. It was kind of blah. But usually I try to find...
You want to talk about blah, the one you dragged me to?
What's that?
Lady in the Water.
That was alright.
Lady in the Lick or something. What the hell was that?
Lady
Oh my
in the
god,
Water.
boring.
What?
I'm gonna have a shitload of mail.
Yeah?
I was on the computer for 2 days.
Oh.
Adam, you still didn't eat your food!
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it.
What the fuck?
We
That cod actually probably tastes good cold.
Yeah, we used to eat cold catfish Saturday
No,
morning.
fish is good cold.
Do you remember that?
It is. Yeah. But cod and haddock are the best, especially cod though. And the thing is, a lot of people don't even know Long John's has that. And I think we kind of caught them off
Have you
guard.
always had them?
No.
No.
And it's better. I think it's some of the best fried fish you can get.
I love the hush push beef.
I never got into hush puppies.
I love hush push.
They're decent.
What I like to do is I like to put I could put a list of every movie that I give the top rating. Like, you have your top rating. I have my top rating of 5. And the thing is, I probably have about at least.
I kept trying to rate up my top 10 favorites, and I had still difficult because actually it turned out to be 11. It turns out to be 11.
How many movies do you give your top rating to?
Huh? 11.
That's it? See, I have probably about 50.
I can make about a list of 50. 50, but I'm trying. I've always had top 10, but okay, I'll put it there. It's just three particular movies are practically a tie for three-way tie. It was difficult to keep them all.
Oh, that's the thing. It's
keep
just,
them all on the list.
If you give something a top rating, then you can put it with other movies with a top rating.
What's this again?
If you put your movies with a top rating, like let's say you have Convoy as a top rating.
Yeah, I have a top 10.
Oh, see, it's hard for me to actually rate something as 1 to 10.
The first 5 I made personal. Actually, with the exception of maybe 3.
I think what Mark
Except
if I got Mark right, I think what he's trying to describe is he can make a top 10, but ranking the top 10 is harder for him.
It is because there's a lot of
I
movies.
see what you mean.
Like there's movies like I probably
you can name top 10 movies, but you can't rank your top.
I could. It's just it's not easy.
My first 5 are personal, and then it gets it's sub-personal, but there's 3 movies. No, it's 2 maybe 2 maybe 1 2. There's maybe 2 out of them that have nothing to do with me personally. They were great.
Yeah, I've seen your list.
Hey, the 3 Vietnam movies, I didn't know how to break it into three. I wanted to keep all 3. I didn't want to let go any of them.
Yeah.
I had
right.
make a tie for 2 and one on the list.
I was not a fan of Platoon at all.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Platoon, I was not a fan of. I love Full Metal Jacket.
Because all 3 were.
Apocalypse Now was really good.
All 3 are Dad concrete related. All 3.
Dad actually hated Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, you fucking kidding me?
Let me rephrase.
Oh, this is my rifle. This is my gun. He's marching in his underwear down the hallway.
Well, again,
before you even saw the movie.
Again, the reason he hated
Are you
it,
kidding me?
the actual reason he hated it was the gunnery sergeant.
And he was real.
No.
Yeah. Wait.
Again, what Dad wanted to point out was if an actual gunnery sergeant ever actually slapped a soldier, he would be kicked out of the military.
Oh, but Patton.
Because
Pat Patterson.
No, he's talking about the movie Patton.
Patton. General Patton. He slapped the guy right out of bed. Because before it was called PTSD.
Because Dad actually described an actual drill sergeant who was kicked out for doing exactly that. That's where his critique was.
The drill sergeants and the people who've done these movies, they've said that it used to be done. They can't even curse.
Right.
It used back as in the Vietnam era. As Vietnam came to a close, then they stopped it.
And yes,
but the movies are.
And yes, Patton did do what he did, which was one of the reasons he got kicked out.
No. Patton, he was ordered to go apologize to that soldier. No, you think MacArthur was fired?
No. I'm talking about when he was actually originally demoted. He was demoted. Yeah, he was demoted.
Patton was demoted.
Yeah.
I know John MacArthur was fired.
Yeah, I'm not talking about MacArthur being fired in 50. I'm talking about when he got demoted after the whole Italy campaign ended. Yeah, he got demoted because he used to beat the crap out of soldiers.
The only movie I knew Dad ever all Vietnam vets hated was Rambo 2. Everyone hated it.
I don't like Rambo 3.
He never believed in the concept of the one soldier, super soldier thing. He thought
it can't be done. He repeated it can't. One person could walk in Vietnam by himself. That's ridiculous.
Excellent.
That's insultingly ridiculous.
Right. The fourth one was great. The one that was just called Rambo.
Okay. But the one he just did.
Oh, the last one.
It took me a while to even bother to see it because he was dealing with his own personal problems with the war. This is dealing with drug dealers. And I said, I really hate drug dealing movies.
I just don't like him with the short hair. He never had the short hair like that. And it looked at him as rock.
But the reason why it seemingly was realistic to me, because
wrestling Ric Flair, and here is the world champion. You know, girls, why don't you do it to him one more time? That's who's standing here today.
The reason why that what was it called? John Rambo?
Which one?
The one he took on the drug dealers.
The last one?
Yeah.
Last Blood.
The reason why that was seemingly with not a Rambo 2. The reason why he could do it because he was on his ranch. He knew his ranch, every square, underground and above. He knew every square. He knew how to plan it.
I like how he pulled the guy's heart out.
No, yeah, I was great at it. But
I mean, it's something you don't think to see in a regular movie. It's more like a horror. The guy's like,
oh yeah. One of my favorite scenes. It's fictional. Favorite scenes.
Wait a minute, he did an Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom scene?
You didn't see it?
No, I never saw the last one because it didn't interest me. The whole
because
it took away from the whole Rambo concept. That's why I never had an interest in watching it.
You know the practical copy of what he did with that guy, the last guy with his heart is Jason did it, part 6. He punched Ron Batello, the actor from Horseshack.
Horseshack, yeah.
He did the same scene.
He punched a hole right through him, and his heart was already.
Yeah, the last time
it's a fictional horror.
Which again is my favorite video game kill when he did that in the game.
They showed it.
Oh, that was one of the great kill scenes.
In what?
In the video game for Friday the 13th.
You know what I hate about those?
But it's over now. The servers are all closed.
But that's the problem. Is there's no campaign in that game.
People were recording on YouTube and you could see
I know.
Huh? But it was great.
You can do your little run around things and stuff, but there's no regular campaign. And that's what's missing in a lot of games today. It's so much multiplayer online.
Oh, yeah.
I miss the days of just regular.
I know.
I mean, a lot of games still have campaigns, but not all of them.
Which is why
I
mostly do play single player
I
games.
love single player.
The Mortal Kombat here, the recent Mortal Kombats. They've been putting in movie characters.
Like there's just a regular campaign where you start from the beginning, go through the storyline yourself, and just, you know what I mean, and finish it off. I mean, they were doing that for some, but now it's just they push everything for multiplayer.
A lot of them are because that's where a lot of the microtransaction is.
It's all about money.
And part of it I understood. I hate it, but I also understand it because this was their way of going after resellers who were basically making a full profit on anything.
Did you buy Cyberpunk?
No. I was never.
What in the heck was that about?
I understood it.
This break this thing. The cyberpunk that they pulled it because there was a problem with the game.
It was supposed to be released a long time ago. They kept pushing it. They went ahead and released it. It had so many bugs that people complained, and they gave refunds.
And based
But
on,
they're gonna have it.
And based on what system
They're
you
fixing
had,
it,
it
I
was
think.
worse of a gameplay experience.
Was that a multiplayer too, or is that a?
No, it started as a single. It's supposed to have multiplayer. I thought at some point.
Your Last of Us is a campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's single player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it was. Now, at some point, it'll have multiplayer, but that's not going to be until sometime next year. Just like the first game waited a while to have a multiplayer aspect to it.
Hey, we'll
And I understand why.
head out shortly, okay? Because you gotta get home and like put your depend.
How far we can go from a movie review and spend an hour talking about everything?
I'm surprised you're still recording, because I don't know how much battery life you got left because of that.
Like, see, there's like movies. Like, I could think of some movies I give perfect 5 stars to. Like your all the 3 original Star Wars.
But
the 3 Indiana Jones.
I know it'd be difficult. I know it'd be difficult to do. Name is you came up with a list of movies that you found. Oh my God, I regretted paying for it.
Regretted paying for? I mean, I could probably if I it would probably be the type of thing that something will come to me and I'm like, oh, you know what? Yeah, and I'd write that down. But it's not common. I mean, usually I could watch a movie and I'll say, you know what? It was mediocre and I probably wouldn't buy it, but I'll say like, maybe this person's acting was good, or the music was good, or the special effects were okay, or something, or there were some good kills. Oh, here's one that was mediocre we watched recently, Crawl, about the alligators that, coming, around when there's a hurricane. It was like an 80-minute movie, and it was just completely blah, just nothing to it. But even that, so I'd probably still give it about 1.5. I wasn't too big on the New Mutants either. Did you watch that?
No.
I'd probably give it 2.
I'm still watching now. I'm reviewing
But
this
again,
movie
that
called
was-
Highwaymen on Netflix, which is the FBI point of view of the hunt for Bonnie and Clyde.
And even like the weakest, my opinion, obviously, and like I said, the weakest Star Wars movie is probably still to me The Last Jedi, and even The Last Jedi, I probably still give 3 or 3.5 stars as the weakest Star Wars.
Yeah.
Stuff. I can't give anything because every Star Wars movie has something.
The drawing board of all what was going on in the movie fell on the floor and they put it back on. They scattered. They put it back up. That's how I described
The
it.
thing where I put as a high Star Wars movies, I put Empire first, but my number 2 Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. I think that really is, and I love to watch that over and over again.
And I forever hate Attack of the Clones, and that's always been my
Hate it?
Too much romance for me.
Hated it.
Like you don't even have you can say, well, this part was
Too
good,
romance
this
for
was
me.
good.
Again, there are parts of it I like, but if you're telling me to rank movies, that's going to be my worst one of the group. Because there was very little I liked about it. It's like the only thing I liked about that movie was the one fight on Camino. That was it. That was the only thing I truly liked about the movie. I didn't like the end fights because I knew that was all CGI and there was no real choreography. I can never say that word to save my life.
Choreography.
Yeah, choreography.
I thought Christopher Lee was great as Dooku.
But the fight scenes never had him in it. It was somebody else.
Oh man, they come up with strange names on Star Wars.
Whoever did the fight scenes with him was good, but it wasn't him.
I just liked all the foreshadowing in those movies. Like I liked how you saw the beginning of the Empire there, the Star Destroyers. First time in the prequels playing the Imperial March and stuff.
Oh yeah, which was intentional.
You know.
I understood that.
That's why I said that's why it worked in The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Why did I said if you go on YouTube, you could just see. Go under people's reactions to Luke showing up in The Mandalorian, and you're seeing people in tears.
No, I understood.
Tears.
I'd say shock. That's all I would say.
I understood
shock.
why he did the films the way he did because he was telling the story of how Rome fell into an empire. I understood that it was his way of telling the stories.
I like the prequels. I mean, some people.
I didn't say I didn't like them.
I like the prequels too. It should have been called Star Wars. What ruined it is called Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, which was a retarded name. Star Wars: The Beginning, and I had the poster. Star Wars: The Beginning was a natural title. What the hell is Phantom Menace?
I think they should have called the first
Dumb.
one The Child. Because that's what it was about.
You taking those?
See, I would have taken
What?
the new series
That's what
and
he's
made it
taking
part
those
of the
from.
title. I would have
No,
called it Star Wars: The Acolyte and the Master or
We're just
something like
talking about
that.
it.